meses. 2 meses. Que te la dejas atrás.
Hello everyone, welcome to another video. Sorry it's been a little while. Louis and I have been getting ready for our massive trip around the world that we've been planning for about 4 years since we met. We're leaving the UK indefinitely and we're starting a trip where we're going to be going travelling around the whole world, starting in Bali where we met 4 years ago, and just really travelling all around the east and then coming slowly back from the east to the west through India, Mongolia, Africa, loads of cool places, and eventually we're going to end up down in South America somewhere and hopefully look for a place to buy some land and start a little self-sustaining eco-community. So it's the start of a really big adventure and looking forward to it a lot. Like, we've really been planning this for so long and it's amazing that it's finally coming together. The plan is that we're going to be traveling and I'm going to continue doing my art business work, but Louis and I are also planning on really building our filmmaking business, Whole Earth Productions, transitioning to sort of a more free digital nomad type of lifestyle where we really are just constantly exploring new places, meeting new people and getting lost in the adventure of the world. Unfortunately, because we've been really busy organising things, seeing friends and trying to make the most of being here in the UK for the last time for a long time, I've really not been very good at editing videos and going on YouTube and actually keeping on top of my channel. So sorry that I haven't been here for a little while, but I thought I would hit you guys with a little update of something that I did recently that was a nice little dry run for the digital nomad life. So a couple of weeks ago, my brother and a couple of his friends went out to Spain for a month and they rented an apartment in Malaga. And I decided that I was just going to go join them for about a week and just test out how it was to work remotely whilst also being on a beautiful place where we can go on holiday, go to the beach after work and just kind of see if I could find that balance and test myself to see if there are any things that I need to sort of work on that are going to make it easier for me to actually establish this lifestyle when we go out permanently. I feel like it was quite successful. I think the balance was just right. Some things that I think are really important when you're doing this digital nomad lifestyle, particularly if you want to be doing it with other people, living in hostels or in Airbnbs or whatever, I think it's so important to kind of create the same routine that you would have here at home, but then, you know, you also have the extra added things of meeting new people, being able to go down to the beach or go for like little treks on the weekends and all that kind of stuff. So we had a living room space in Spain that we all kind of plugged up into, and there were a couple of rooms that we could use as like the bedrooms were like private rooms for video calls and stuff. So we would wake up most mornings like between 7 and 8 and go to the gym down the road. There was a really good gym. It cost like 30 euros for 7 days. And yeah, we'd go to the gym every day of the week in the morning, Monday to Friday, and do various different stuff like movement, did some CrossFit type AMRAPs and Metcons, like doing like HIIT workouts, and also just did some normal kind of bodybuilding, powerlifting types of exercises. So a real variety. I feel like I did a lot of movement stuff when I was out there because they had a big functional area with like bars and gymnastic rings and all sorts of stuff, and then a huge like track down the middle where you could do a lot of like gymnastics and movement exercises, running, all that kind of thing. So I did practice my handstands quite a lot, and I practiced a few of my kind of yoga moves that I've been trying to get down, like tripod, headstand, handstand, crow, those kinds of things. I was really trying to get my skills up, so that was really nice. Also did some pretty savage CrossFit workouts in the morning, but I didn't film any of those because I was really sweaty and I was too busy panting to think about filming them. But yeah, after working out, we'd go home. I would always have a little something to eat and then shower and just cracked on with work from about 10 o'clock till 6 o'clock. And after that, we would clock off, go to the beach, play some volleyball, play some paddleball, go swimming, go for a walk. It was such a lovely experience to finish work and to be able to just go straight to the beach, like a 5-minute walk, and just be able to enjoy the evening. Like, I really felt like I was on holiday. And it was great to be getting paid to be on holiday. Like, the digital nomad life is definitely the one for me right now. One evening we checked out the Old Town, which is this beautiful place just outside of Malaga near where we were staying. I think we were staying at Medina, and it was so beautiful, just like loads of little cobbled streets, really authentic Spanish experience with yeah, it was really, really nice. So that was a lovely evening, and the view from the top of the town was just breathtaking. Like you could see all of the mountains in the background and all of the town down below. It was really stunning, especially in dusk where we went. One evening, we just finished work at like 6:30. Me and my brother went to the Botanical Gardens together, and it was so beautiful. It wasn't really Botanical Gardens, it was just like a park really, but they had like this huge like cactus and succulent area, and there were just so many cactus and succulents everywhere. It was just mad, and they were absolutely massive as well. They were like, they must have been at least like 10 or 11 feet tall. I think one of them was probably like almost 20 foot tall. It was crazy.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. That's crazy.
There's fucking melons on it.
That's the biggest bollocks I've ever seen.
I'm your master. I'm your master. I'm your master.
I'm just like really grossed out. So horrible. That's actually mental.
¿Cómo se llama?
Wanda.
Wanda. Hola, Wanda. ¿Y él?
It is pollo.
Pollo.
She has a broken wing
Oh.
and she can
So you
fly
rescued her?
since and she has almost 12 years.
Oh, wow. So cool. So you just rescued them?
Yeah.
Oh.
Bit upset if she can.
Oh, where you going?
Yeah. You go. Oh, he flew a little bit.
Really?
Oh, so cute. Pollo. Pollo's such a great name as well.
Yeah,
Little
it's really
chicken.
cute, little chicken.
I found generally whilst I was in Spain, it was quite hard to eat vegan food whilst going out. I think there are definitely some places in Spain that will be, you know, really popular where you can get a lot of vegan food and it's really easy to like feed yourself at a restaurant. But I found a lot of the time, because Spanish culture tends to really revolve around like meat and fish, it was really just like chips and vegetables. It was like pretty much all I could eat most nights. So I didn't really eat out very often. I cooked for myself most of the time. In terms of like cooking for myself, I found it quite easy to just go to the supermarket, buy, you know, they had like tofu, tempeh, seitan, like mock meats, they had loads of stuff. Like it was really easy to eat vegan in terms of like cooking for myself, but I think eating out was quite a challenge. So it's something to bear in mind when you go to Spain. Again, it really tested me well, because the plan when we're traveling is that we are going to cook for ourselves 99.9% of the time. I went for a little walk this evening and sat on the beach, played some ukulele and meditated, and it was really nice. And when I was walking over to the beach, I saw a lot of plastic on the beach, like just along like the waterfront. So I decided to basically walk back and collect all the plastic that I could find off the beachfront. And I have a bag full with only like a 10-15 minute walk along the beach, and I found myself getting a little bit upset about it. And I'd be walking past people and seeing like plastic at their feet and they're not doing anything to pick it up, and I'd go and pick it up, and I realized whilst I was feeling this frustration and anger that like coming from a place of like negativity and anger and frustration, it's never gonna inspire people to do something about the problem. So when you recognize these problems and you see the importance of using your power to act and to fix those issues, you need to really come from a place of like understanding and compassion for other people who aren't in that place that you're in right now, and educate them about the problems and how that's affecting not only the sea, not only the ecosystems, not only, you know, the living beings within that sphere, but also yourself and their children and the people that they know, and the future of our species on this planet is being affected by various issues that we're creating with our climate. If we come from a place of compassion and love and understanding, we can communicate with people in a way that's a little bit more open and makes them feel less attacked and more like they're being understood and heard, and not being demonized as bad people, but just being like educated from a point of view that they're just trying to do their best, just like you are, and you're just giving them a bit of extra information that maybe they didn't have before. I think the only way that we can ever drive change in the world is if we make a conscious effort to try and understand each other and stop alienating each other, and stop creating barriers where you say like, I'm right and you're wrong, like my ego is superior to yours and therefore you're my enemy because you're not doing this thing to fix the problem that I see. And I think we need to really start coming from a place of, you know, we're all in this together, and every single person that's not doing something right now is an opportunity to become somebody who could do a lot. The greatest vehicle for change is hope, and when you talk to people about the issues that you see that you think they should do something about and try and fix, it's really important to like instill a sense of hope in people, because if there's no hope, there's no change. And there's always hope, because anything can happen, and we can change absolutely anything we put our minds to if we really come together as a collective and make decisions that are going to impact the marketplace, impact people's behaviours, impact the industries that are driving these problems and the policies and everything, you know. So we have to give people hope, and I think like the greatest source of hope for me with all these situations is just realising that as individuals within a marketplace, as an individual within the 99%, we have all the power, because the decisions that we make with our money, with our attention, we are allowing those industries to grow, and the ones that we're not giving that time, money and attention to, we're allowing to shrink. We are the ones who drive that flow of cash. So the more that we can invest our time, energy, our attention, our money into things that we feel are going to really make changes and benefit people's lives and the world and the lives of all living beings on this planet, the more that we can drive those things to become cheap, affordable, accessible, normalized within our world. We can't wait for politicians and companies to make the decision to change these things. We have to be the ones that make that decision ultimately. And I find that there's a lot of hope in that, because when you realize that you're not powerless like you're told you are, and you actually realize that you have all of the power, you can really use your voice, your money, your power, your position, everything to fight for these causes that are so important and make a huge shift in people's lives and in the world. It's really important to always communicate that message to people when we're talking about these issues, because if we don't give people hope and we just are doom and gloom and negative, then it just paralyzes people in fear and they don't actually do anything about it. They just end up continuing as normal because they feel like there's no point caring, because there's nothing that they can do to fix it. So you always have to offer solutions, you always have to offer hope.
So I am taking a little break from my day of work, just chilling with everybody inside the apartment. It's been really nice working around the desk, been a very focused day, but I always seem to hit a bit of a wall with my productivity around 3 o'clock for some reason in the afternoon. So I decided that I'm just going to mix it up and do something that makes me feel stimulated in a different kind of way. So there's a couple songs that have been stuck in my head the last few days that I've never really tried playing on the ukulele, but I'm gonna give these a little go. Noisy balcony, so forgive me if there's a little bit of background noise, and I'm probably gonna make some mistakes learning this, but this is the process of getting really good at something, is just making mistakes again and again and again, and just accepting that there are no failures, there are only lessons. So here it goes. Friday night, I'm going nowhere. All the lights are changing green to red. Turning on the TV station, situations running through my head. Looking back through time, you know it's clear that I've been blind, I've been a fool. To open up my heart, that jealousy, that bitterness, that ridicule. Saturday, I'm running wild and all the lights are changing green to red. Moving through the crowds, I'm pushing, chemicals are rushing through my head. Only wish that you were here, you know I'm seeing it clear. I've been afraid to show you how I really feel, admit to some of those bad mistakes I've made. And if you want it, come and get it. Crying out loud, the love that I was giving you was never in doubt. Let go of your heart, let go of your head, and feel it now. Let go of your heart, let go of your head, and feeling now. Babylon, 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 Babylon.
I found it really easy to be productive when I was in the Airbnb. I think it was quite different to when I was in Portugal because I was staying in a hostel in Portugal and I found it very easy to get distracted by socializing with people. But when we had our own Airbnb in Spain, it was super easy to just focus, crack on with work during the day, and we were all pretty good at like putting our headphones in and stopping ourselves from, you know, the temptation to chat for ages. Although there were still quite a few procrastination moments, it was like very minimal compared to like when I was in Portugal. So I learned a lot from that. I think something that I need to do when I go to stay in hostels is in the co-working space, I need to just put my earphones in and crack on with work, because if my earphones are off and I hear someone talking about something interesting, I find it so hard to not get involved in that conversation because I just love conversing with new people and meeting new people, and that is something that I really need to learn how to manage. I think it was a really nice balance of working and enjoying the holiday, and it really made me feel super excited to actually be able to go out and experience digital nomad life for real, like all the time. I definitely would have been happy to just stay out there.
Let go of your heart, let go of your head, and feeling now. Babylon, 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 Babylon.
I'm really happy to have you guys here, part of this community, and to be joining me on my journey as I try and really cultivate the life that I want for myself. And it's really nice to be able to share this journey with you guys when I'm really just in the beginning stages of this massive journey. And I really hope that sharing this stuff with you might inspire you also to make decisions in your life and take actions that are specific to you, that help you to also live your dream. And your dream is probably not going to be the same as mine. Maybe it is, but maybe it isn't. And that's not the important thing. The important thing is that we go through this journey together and we can share our experiences, and each of us can find the unique path that makes us feel fulfilled and whole and complete. I'll see you guys in the next video, which I believe is my first ever podcast episode with my partner Louis. See you guys soon. Bye.